Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Below Deckspurts, a podcast that recaps current Below Deck seasons with two millennial siblings that still think that they're pretty cool.
We're pretty cool.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
And today we're recapping Below Deck Med, Season 8, Episode 4, Take It to the Bridge.
Take it to the bridge.
Was that a good intro, or does that make us not cool by me saying that we think we're cool?
No, it's like we think we're cool, but we know we're not cool, but that makes us cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just want Gen Z to like me so bad.
I don't know who that is.
I'm wearing like wide leg pants.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
You're wearing the same sweatpants you wear every week.
Pretty much every episode, yeah. I was wearing shorts for a while, and then I just couldn't take, like, looking at my thighs the whole time while I was editing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to wear pants from now on.
Oh, God.
So thanks for sticking around if you were...
Past the thighs.
Yeah, past the thighs.
And my toes, too. I've had people complain about those as well.
Yeah. I don't think I got any complaints for the thighs.
You didn't. People were picking at me for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the hell?
So the way our episodes work is we start with two quick fun questions for each other based upon the week's episode because we don't watch them together. And then we get into the episode and we focus on like 2 to 4 main points throughout. Today I only have 2 points, but they're like the two major points.
The two main points, yeah. We haven't even talked about it, and I already know we have the same main 2 points.
It wasn't very complicated this week.
No.
More interesting than last week.
Yeah.
But
and we were just saying before we started recording that this would have been a perfect 2-episode night where the first episode sets everything up.
Right.
And then it's super dramatic in the second episode, but there's still stuff to look forward to next week.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to say I hate the 1 episodes just because it's not taking up like such a big like chunk of my time, but it definitely would have made more sense.
That's like 4 hours if you're watching them both twice.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. That was the bad part about it.
Yeah. All right, so I want you to go first with your question because I have 2 different ones because I was afraid we had the same one again.
Yeah, I have 2 different questions too, but I think I know your answer to one of them, so I'll ask the other one.
Okay.
Do you think Brooke should have stayed on the boat as a deckhand instead of Max coming onto the boat?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say I don't know because we don't know what her capabilities were.
Yeah.
They said she was a deckhand. She obviously knew more of the deck, but it was on smaller boats. But that was the same thing with Haley, actually.
Yeah.
And Haley's doing really well.
She is doing really well.
But Max came on and they said he had 4 years of experience, which you're always going to choose on paper the person who has 4 years of experience. So I can't blame anybody for that.
I know.
Like hindsight's 2020. I can't say that for sure yet. I don't know.
I know. I wish they were able to like pull more references or something. Like
I know.
like a normal job where Sandy would call the last captain and just see like, oh, was he an asshole? Like he's being this. And
right.
That's my opinion.
That would be a really good. A lot of times I have ideas throughout, like when we're talking of like, it would be awesome to interview these crew members to know the behind the scenes. Like it'd be awesome to interview Captain Sandy to be like, hey, give us the real deal of like how you pick. You don't just say, oh, this person has 4 years of experience, get them on the boat. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah. I would
they make
love
it seem
to interview Captain Sandy.
Same. Any of the captains really.
Yeah.
It'd be so interesting. Okay. I am going to ask you my second one because I think again, like we'll get to this throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Is Max lazy or is it like a cultural thing?
Oh, I didn't even think about that until you asked that because up until you brought up the culture thing, I was like, oh, he's just lazy. But it might just be they do things different where he normally works. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think he needs to kick it into high gear.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll get to the parts where I think he's in the wrong, but I think number one, I commend him because this is the first English speaking boat he's been on. And his English is not bad.
It's not that bad, no.
When you're like Lara, she's hard to understand at times for us who we only speak English. English is also her second language. So it's like there's 2 people trying to speak English where English is not their first language.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
Yeah, because English is...
It's tough.
Obviously, I learned it as a child, but I've seen examples And it's just like, wow, yeah, we have a very weird
Language.
language
I know.
where
It
like
is.
the same word means 5 different things. It's like, that sucks.
Right. Like, yeah, no, or no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, nah.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
just going to scooch by you. That's
Yeah,
a
it's like, you're going to do
Midwest.
what to me?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So what do you think? Or did you answer? I forgot.
No, I think, I guess I didn't give a full answer. I mean, what is it? It was like second or third day by the end of the episode.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's going to be a make or break. He's going to have one talk with Luca, and Luca's going to be like, hey, you gotta bust your ass here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a different realm than what you're used to, and it's either gonna be a fuck you or a okay, and then it's not gonna be anything on the show anymore, or he's gonna get fired.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it at the end, but like Captain Sandy wasn't happy with the docking at the end.
No.
So somebody's going to pay for that, or at least someone's going to be talked to about that.
Yeah, and
So.
it sucks because it's gonna come down on Luca.
Yeah. I don't know that I don't know that she would come down on him. I mean, again, it's the first docking of a new team, but in her mind, yeah, she makes sense. Like, there's more people, so this should go smoother. This is where we're going to have to really see if Luca can step up and be that, like,
Yeah.
enforcer if needed. He's very nice, but we'll see how he does. With,
yeah, this is kind of the first bump in the road for him as a leader.
Yeah.
And because he had the perfect team, but they needed another person, and now Max is there, and it's not going well. So we'll see how he handles it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Cool. Okay, so I figured the two talking points will be the continued Tumi and Natalya drama, because honestly, that's about 70% of the episode.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then Max and the deck team clashing.
Yep,
That's basically it.
Too.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, there's a little bit with like the guests and not liking food, but that'll take 45 seconds to talk about.
Right. Okay, so we start with the Tumi and Natalya fight where Tumi walks away from Natalya. So in that moment, I thought the thing with Tumi is that she feels so attacked by Natalya, and Natalya feels so attacked by Tumi that they can't have a conversation without thinking the other one's attacking them.
Yeah.
That's literally point blank. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the person says, it's an attack.
Yeah, and they both have beliefs about each other that are not really right, and they're just assumptions. So like when you go into a conversation with that, you're thinking like, oh, this person hates me.
Yeah.
So there's nothing I can do to make them not hate me. And it just happens multiple times over and over. They don't actually ever have a real conversation.
No.
Where like one person's like, this is why I think you hate me. And the other person's like, oh no, I don't think that.
I know.
It would take 2 seconds.
Yep. They have to like check their egos first of all, because I think they both have egos about it. And then they're also like you just said, they're going through the day and they're like making like checking boxes in their head of like why this person hates me.
Yeah.
Like Natalya, I don't even think I wrote it down, but like when she's talking to Jessica, or when she's like processing through everything that she's like, well, Tumi took away. I put 2 salt and pepper shakers out, and then Tumi took the 1 away. So obviously she didn't think I did it right. Like,
yeah.
Every single thing is going to be viewed as an attack.
Yeah, and like that was such a small part. I don't even really remember it, but it could have not even been Tumi. It could have been Kyle. It could have been anybody. It could have been a guest that was like, "Oh, I need salt and pepper in the
I know.
in the boat." You know, who knows? But yeah, they're so angry and so in their heads that they're just attaching everything to the other person.
Yep. Yeah. So it is not going well.
No.
So then we get a little bit of Lara getting frustrated with Max at first. And I said having some translation issues, but that's just kind of a precursor to what we'll see going forward. Lara I have this in my notes farther down, but I think it's a good point, is like her and Max are just like polar opposites.
Oh, yeah.
He truly does have ADHD. Like, he can't sit still, but he, I think, does well with direction. Because he can't sit still, he's always moving. If you tell him what to do, it's just hard for someone to be constantly telling him what to do. And Lara is cool, calm, collected, like a go-getter. She doesn't have to be told, whereas I think Max does.
Yeah.
So they're gonna clash. Like they don't have the same like mindset of work.
Yeah, and I think it just might be like working on different styles of boats because he does know what he's doing. He just doesn't have that go-getter attitude.
Yeah.
And Lara is like, do this, do this, do this, do this, go to bed, wake up,
Yep.
work, work, work. You know?
Yes. Yeah, she's very much like this is a job, and it is.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I asked the question of like a cultural thing, because I don't know French culture, but it seems more laid back, and he's used to getting more breaks, and they just kind of like do things as it comes up. Like, I don't know if that's just a him thing or if that's what he is used to. I don't know.
Yeah, I know like a lot of European countries are a lot more chill than Americans, but Lara's not American either, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that might be a myth. We view them as, oh, I don't know. I don't know. They take holiday.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they take like a lot of holidays throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I learned that on like Twitter, so who knows?
Right. I learned it from the movie The Holiday. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Never even heard of that movie.
The Holiday, it's got Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law. It's like...
So it came out in like 2008?
Yes. Probably even before then.
2007?
If I had to guess, probably like 2004. So that's probably why, I mean, you don't remember it, and it's kind of a chick flick. But it's my favorite movie of all time. I watch it any time of the year, but like when it hits November, I'm like watching it. Then when it hits December, watching it again.
I did not know that.
So,
you know what movie absolutely slaps though?
What?
Is it The Proposal?
With Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that
it's a good movie.
Slaps.
It's good.
It's not good. It's great.
It's great. Speaking of movies, this is a great segue. Jack's joke about the Titanic. He thought he was so clever with that one. Do you know what I'm talking about? Jack the Chef.
Yeah, I know who Jack is, but I can't remember the joke.
He basically said like, Tumi and Natalya got to start getting along, or it's going to be the Titanic, and we all know how that story ends, and it doesn't end well for Jack.
Oh. Yeah, I did hear like that doesn't end well for Jack, but I think it just went over my head.
He thought he had a knee slapper there.
That is a good joke.
It's a great joke even.
That is a very good joke. Wow, that is a very good joke.
I would have been proud of myself too if I came up with that and my name was Jack.
Yeah, he needs to pat himself on the back for that one. That is a very good joke.
Speaking of good jokes, again, great segue. The guest making the mimosa joke.
I was gonna bring that up because that's exactly how we make mimosas.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen those like TikToks or like memes of like
the syringe with the orange juice.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Like the joke's been made, but like that's actually how we make mimosas.
Oh, Kara doesn't even mess with orange juice. She's past the orange juice.
Yeah, I know. She made me a mimosa and it was clear. I was like, this is
She doesn't even make the joke.
Yeah, I was like, Kara, this is just champagne. She's like,
And?
Do you not want to drink it? I'm like, all right, fine, Kara, whatever.
Oh man, I was like, haha, never heard that one before.
Yeah.
But of course, as like if you were a Stu, you'd be like, ha ha ha, like that's so funny.
Like the waitress
you have to
laughing at the joke from a 60-year-old dad.
Our dad.
Yeah.
Yep. I always say you don't have to laugh.
We gotta pay you this. If I don't laugh, you're not gonna tip me well.
Yep, exactly. So then Luca goes to Sandy and asks about a lead deckhand. And obviously he's considering Lara, but she leaves it up to him, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that about her.
Yeah, love her. I actually have a note later that I'm like, we haven't seen a lot of Captain Sandy, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see more of her, but I'm like, she really hasn't been in these episodes.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe later on in the season when it's really getting hot and heavy,
I hope
she'll
it
get
doesn't.
involved.
I commented on, I think it was like Below Deck Sailing posted on Instagram today, and I was like, we have a love-hate relationship with the drama. because I like it but don't.
Yeah, it. Yeah, it's so true because would we keep watching if it was just a bunch of level-headed people manning a boat?
I mean, at this point in our lives, maybe.
Yeah, I feel
With
like that's something Brad would watch though.
But everything that's happened since COVID, I feel like I just want to watch something where everything goes right.
Yeah,
I'm tired of living through historical events.
I know. I always hated like during COVID when TV shows would have like masks on and shit.
You're
It's
like,
like,
can I just not?
can I escape reality for a second?
Yes.
Like the news is telling me I'm gonna die tomorrow. Like I don't need I need a mask in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's how I feel too. So honestly, I don't know. If everything was going well, I'd probably still watch because it would give me like, I'd feel nice.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh man. Okay, so now we're getting back into the Natalya Tumi drama. Kyle is realizing that he's contributed to the problems.
He has not only started the fire, but he is feeding the fire.
I know. I don't want to say he's like I think so he definitely started it by giving his opinion of Natalya to Tumi before she got on the boat. That's how he started it. He fed it by saying that Tumi was going to fire Natalya when that wasn't the case. Like
That
that
wasn't
wasn't
the case, no.
So those two things were bad. But then after that, I think he's been trying to be better.
Yeah, there's a couple times where like he says one little thing and I'm like, yeah, I don't know,
I know.
you're still kind of doing it.
But he says a couple things like that are like shitty to Natalya.
Yeah.
So he's definitely taking Tumi's side.
But he's not at the same time.
I know.
And I know these type of people where they go to one person, they're like, I'm so sorry that person is saying stuff about you. Like, they don't sink to their level.
Yeah.
And then that person tells Kyle something, goes running back to the other person. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe they're acting like this, but this is what they told me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not helping anyone besides yourself.
I know. And I don't even know like what his end goal would be if he's actually trying to help himself. I don't get that vibe. I think some people are just more prone to drama. He even says like, I'm good at getting information. I'm not good at keeping information. And I was like, I respect the honesty.
Yeah, that was the
Some people
one
just
part.
are gossips and
Yeah.
they don't have a motive. They just do it.
Yeah, but like on a small ass.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's a huge boat, but like a small ass crew compared to like a workplace at like a
Right.
huge office or something. Like,
I never want to say it's for the show, but like that could be part of it. Where it's like, this is going to
Yeah.
make for good TV.
I mean, it does make good TV.
Yeah. And if he hadn't done that, they probably would be fine. But again, I like that. I always look back on, it was like Below Deck Med season 5 or 6 when it was Hannah, Aisha, and I forget the third girl's name, but they got along the whole season and I loved it. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
they're obviously going to go with the drama. Like they're not going to listen to just me. But
Yeah.
what else? Oh, and then Captain Sandy comes and checks on Tumi. And Tumi's like, well, and I'm like, no, don't. She kind of like
Yeah.
started like bad mouthing Natalya to Sandy, and that's just not a good look. Even if Tumi was 100% in the right, it's not a good look.
It's not. And I know we always compare it to Aisha, but she would never do that.
We just love her.
We do. Yeah, she's the best. But she would just never do that.
No, I
And
know.
I know it because they wouldn't put it on the show. She'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, some stuff's going on, but I can handle it.
She'd never be in that situation.
No, she'd never even
So
come
it's
close to
like-
that situation.
It's hard to compare it because it's like she'd never put herself in that situation. But yeah, she just wouldn't gossip to the captain.
And you know why she would never be in that situation? She knows how to handle authority, how to have authority, and Tumi does not.
I know.
She thinks that, I can't think of a good analogy, but just being so overwhelmingly, I'm in charge, I'm your boss, I'm in charge of this. No one responds well to that.
No, I know. And she even like says it later when her and Natalya are having like their third talk. And Natalya even says as much. She's like, you came in here hot, like coming in
Yeah.
hot. like trying to establish like dominance, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's like the farthest thing," and I'm like, "It's not."
No, you came
To me,
in
I like
guns a
you.
blazing.
I still like. I'm trying to defend Tumi, and I don't. I'm not on 100% Natalya's side. I'm not 100% on Tumi's side. They've both done some shitty things. But I'm just like, man, just like you just gotta own up. Like, I think what annoys me about Natalya is she just wants so much thanks for that first charter. She's still stuck on that first charter.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. I've seen people in the comments saying that she just can't let go of the power. And I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. But when she's continually asking for praise, girl, let it go. Like,
I know.
we can't keep like staying there. So that's one thing that, Natalya's doing. But then Tumi just can't be like, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's move on. She'll be like, I already said that. Like, oh,
It's like, no, you didn't.
I know. And then we're just back to square one.
Yeah. And there's a couple times where Tumi is about to really fuck up, but then she doesn't, or someone doesn't notice it. Like, I won't skip ahead, but yeah, Tumi's just not handling it right. Natalya's not handling it right, but Tumi is number one. Natalya's number three.
I know.
Tumi needs to be more responsible.
Yep.
And be a better leader at the end of the day.
That's what you've been saying. And I agree. There's more on her to be a leader, and you can't stoop to that level. So Sandy says, approach with kindness. And that's what we've been saying the whole time.
That's what we've been saying since she got on the boat.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
And then at least if Tumi approaches with kindness and says, I'm sorry, and I never wanted it to get to this point, and maybe I did come in hot, I didn't mean to. If she would just kind of like approach it with that, I don't know how Natalya's going to respond, but if Natalya responds badly, then Tumi can at least stand on 2 feet and say, I'm definitely in the right now.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Right. Like,
you just, hey, I'm sorry how things worked out. Let's move on. Like, and it comes up later, but like, we don't have to be friends.
Right.
I just want a good working relationship. And then she's completely fine.
Yeah.
But I think she just has too much pride that she won't do that.
Yeah.
And Aisha would never be in that situation.
Oh my God. You're just always just thinking about Aisha.
So were you, all right?
Yeah, I know. She should just be the chief stew on every single boat ever.
Yeah, her and Jack should just be on every boat ever.
I know. I love Jack. I still want to see him. Like, his food's been pretty good, but I still want to see, like, his range of food. I think he was a little bit held back by the vegan, this charter.
Yeah.
Damn vegans.
She kind of seemed like she always just wanted to cause a problem.
Oh, God. I know.
And they're not known to do that.
No. They never tell you if they're vegan. They like to keep it a secret.
They really keep it a secret.
It's, like, embarrassing for them.
Yeah, they never like to talk about it.
They're like, I am so not better than you. I don't want anybody to know.
Oh, you eat meat? Okay.
Oh, God. I can't due to reasons, but
They never tell you the reason.
They never tell you.
Because there's no reason.
Lunch at that castle seems cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would trek all the way up there. I probably would. It would be an experience.
I would, but I'd complain about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Well, we'd be a little bit drunk too, so you'd be like, this is so much farther because you're a little tipsy.
Did you guys bring beer for the walk?
Seriously. That's how Max was, and he wasn't even drunk.
Yeah, I know. He takes a break. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Oh, no.
Max on that whole thing. He takes one load of stuff up. He tries to take a break in the middle of it. Laura gives him shit for it. And then he's like standing at the bottom later, and I forget who, but 3 of the girls that are on the crew are like walking past him. And like, I get it, they're all crew, but he's a deckhand. He's there to help do that. Ask either one of the girls, like, can I carry whatever you're carrying, or can I take one thing from all 3 of you?
Yeah.
Be a guy at the very least.
Be a man.
Be a man. Just be a man.
Have you seen those TikToks?
Yeah, I love those, yeah. Shit with the door open. Be a man.
Keep all of your emotions inside. Be a man.
Die at work. Be a man.
Die at work.
But but he's just sitting at the bottom of the hill like, you got it, ladies. Good job.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's really quick. And then Luca from the tender is like, I need one deckhand to come back with me. And before anyone can say anything, he radios back like, I'll go with you.
Oh, that's like another check mark in the box of not liking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's lazy.
Yeah.
It's like ADHD lazy. We have a little bit of insight on Jessica getting annoyed with Natalya because she's constantly complaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Same, Jessica. I wouldn't be able to tolerate it.
Yeah. And I hate when people complain and complain and complain about something. And this is just the guy in me talking. I'm sorry, but if I hear you out and I'm like, what do you think about this? They're like, no, that won't work. What do you think about this? No, that won't work. And you just keep giving like possible solutions and they just keep complaining and not thinking about a solution. That annoys the shit out of me.
But are you saying that that's what happened with Jessica and
No,
Natalya?
I think I was just kind of pissed about that.
Oh.
Anyways, but what were we talking about?
Where am I?
Where am I?
No, I don't think Jessica. I think Jessica was taking the route of like,
Yeah, I think
Like, I
she
don't.
was too.
She wasn't picking sides, but I think Jessica, because of Natalya, is leaning more towards Tumi, and she even says it later on that she's like, I get. What does she say? Like, I get. It seems like Natalya is almost bullying Tumi.
Oh, she says Natalya's a mean girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So, oh, and then, like, this is off topic, but Kyle and Jessica were on Watch What Happens Live right after, which I know you don't watch because you don't watch it live, but it was on Monday night.
I was about to watch it, but the Hawks were playing, so.
Got it. Well, both Kyle and Jessica were making comments, like, kind of digs at Natalya.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. Like, it makes me think Natalya doesn't last and that everybody's against her at some point.
I think so too, because we did get a comment on YouTube saying that Natalya blocked Kyle and Tumi.
Which I did not verify, but I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you lie?
Right.
But yeah, I'm starting to think. Prediction here. I think Tumi does on the next episode. She comes around and figures it out.
Yeah.
And I don't think Natalya
Can let it go. Yeah. Same. That's probably a good guess. And then the night out. There hasn't even been a night out.
Yeah, that's going to be rough.
There's been drama on Charter. When there's drama on Charter, you expect a bomb during the night out.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to keep going with the details of this. Basically, we'll jump to the part where they start yelling at each other. Tumi gets upset because she says the cabins aren't clean. Natalya says it was just a freshen up. There was a miscommunication there, but Natalya is just ready for a fight when Tumi says anything. So that's how it starts. They start screaming at each other, and Captain Sandy steps in, and I'm like, and then it goes to commercial. Then, oh God, this is where it gets like, oh Jesus Christ, Tumi, when she makes fun of Natalya and oh no.
I couldn't understand what she was saying.
I couldn't either, but she definitely was like mocking her, and Captain Sandy's like, oh hell no. And I'm with Captain Sandy. Like, we are not in middle school. That is something I would have to do as a, if I worked in a middle school as a principal, to be like, no. Like, that's literally what it is.
That was rough. And even like,
I think Tumi immediately understood. She's like,
she
fuck,
did.
that was not good.
Yeah. And she does go into it later. Like, I'm normally a level-headed person. Mm-hmm. What non-level-headed person or people say. But she was in the last season.
She was. She didn't cause any drama. And Captain Sandy makes a comment saying, everybody loves you as second and then everybody hates you as chief. And I totally get that. But we're not going to go through why Tumi messed up as being a chief right off the bat. But it was rough to watch.
Yeah. That was tough to watch. And Sandy just was like, no, you're not gonna fucking do that
Like,
up
you're gonna
here.
go apologize to her.
Yeah.
And I just love Captain Sandy too. Like, I feel like I love Captain Sandy just like I love Aisha, because I think she made every single right call this episode.
Oh yeah.
She says, go apologize for that. But other than that, I'm not telling you guys what to do. You need to figure this out yourself. And she makes a comment like, if I draw the line for them, they won't respect each other.
Yeah.
Because if Captain Sandy said, you do this, make up, be friends, that's not going to fix anything.
No.
They'll just keep doing what they're doing. So Captain Sandy's like, you have to figure this out yourself. Otherwise, nobody else can do it for you.
Or one or both of you are off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this rate, man, I would get rid of both.
Yeah.
There's probably not a lot of options, though.
I'd get rid of Kyle too.
Really?
No. No, I'm just kidding.
Kyle says, this is where Kyle says one of the out-of-pocket things to Tumi when he's like, when she's in a corner, a rat chews through.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
I was like, that's supposed to be your friend. You called her like your sister last episode.
You
Like,
just called her a rat.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. So that was the end of that.
Did you catch though, where and that was the same scene where Tumi goes into her room, into the bathroom, is trying to collect herself, and Kyle comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Tumi says, "It's all lies."
Yeah.
And the part about her saying that she was going to fire her, I think that's the part, right? That was a lie?
Well, it was a lie, because that's not what the text said.
Yeah. But who said that?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah. But
Just saying.
at some point, I hear Tumi say, like, Kyle's like, I have nothing to hide. She's like, oh, I know. She's trying to keep Kyle on her good side. Because very easily, and this is where this is so dramatic, and it just does not have to be like this. I feel like we're very choosy, picky sides right now. Besides Jessica, she's been really cool so far.
Yeah, big fan.
She's just doing her job.
I kind of hope her and Luca get together.
They do. We know, at least in some capacity, they do.
Yeah.
So they are just, again, I don't think Tumi wants to lose Kyle's loyalty, because then he'll go right to Natalya, and then it'll be 2 against 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart move, but she only has like half of his loyalty because he's just moving back and forth.
I don't know if
between
she
them.
knows that, though. I don't know that she knows.
She probably
he keeps,
doesn't. Yeah.
I don't think either
That's
one
a
of them
good point. She probably doesn't know.
do. I don't think Natalya knows either.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm getting a little tired of this. I want it to be either someone's got to get fired. I can't do this anymore. I want to move on to something else.
Yeah, let's just like the next episode, just spend a day with Luca.
Yeah, for real.
Sounds fun. I'd watch that.
Let's switch it up a little bit. I said the vegan being difficult. Surprise, surprise.
Never heard of that before.
Okay, I wrote this out, and I'm going to read exactly what I wrote. I said, okay, so the guest says season and fry tofu.
Mm. Oh,
Then,
yep.
Okay, hear me out, because I literally wrote this word for word, because I was like, who is this on?
Mm.
Okay, that the guest says season and fried tofu. Then Tumi says to Jack she wants fried tofu with French fries, seasoned. Perfect. Tumi relayed that information just like she got it. So then the chef then pan fries the tofu. I don't think he's in the wrong there either.
Mm-mm.
Then the guest is like, I don't want that. She wants it deep fried. And I said she needed to specify that, because there's a difference between fried and deep fried.
Yeah.
It's on the guest. But when Jack goes up there and says, like, that's not what Tumi said, I felt a little bit bad for Tumi in that moment, because Tumi did relay exactly what the guest said to Jack. But I think at some point, I don't know. I guess in a perfect situation, Jack would have been like, I'm so sorry. I thought you wanted it pan fried. I did not know you wanted it deep fried.
Yeah. And I think, well, Tumi doesn't help him much, though, because when he's walking out, she's like, she wanted it deep fried, not pan fried.
I didn't take that as her being, I think what happened was they complained to Tumi, and Tumi's like, oh, I don't think Tumi, when he gave her the tofu, I think Tumi thought that's what they wanted.
That's true.
I'm actually not saying this is on Toomey at all, but I don't think it's on Jack at all either. I think it was on the guest for not saying deep fried and breaded. There's so many ways you can fry something.
Yeah.
Could have
And
thrown it in the air fryer.
exactly. And the other thing too, which like the way you said it makes a lot more sense, but I wrote down words.
Words. I know words.
I know some words. Um and yeah, like I said, what you said made a lot more sense, but I wrote down if you ask me to make you chips, I'm going to make you potato chips. If you ask a British person to make you chips, they're going to make you fries.
Yep. And I
But
think that was part of it too.
that was part of it, but I think it all could have been solved with Toomey asking, "How would you like that fried?
Yes.
How
Yep.
what is the outcome here? What do you want?"
Yes.
You know.
I think so too. But I also think Toomey couldn't have anticipated the guest wanting it like a super specific way.
Yeah,
Like
like
Toomey could have been like, she's probably just gonna be fine with it.
who deep fries tofu?
You couldn't pay me to eat a deep fried breaded piece of tofu.
That's like a deep fried sponge.
It literally is.
It's gross.
It's gonna just taste like oil
Yeah.
because tofu doesn't have well, I guess it'll taste like the seasoning in oil.
Yeah. I was
don't
so
know, man.
ready for her to be like, that's not the seasoning I wanted.
I literally was ready for her to be like, this is bland too.
It's like, eat a piece of chicken. It tastes better than anything you'll eat as a vegan ever.
You're just wasting your life.
Yeah.
God.
Like you could, yeah.
Anyway, had to take a break from the Natalya Toomey drama, but we're right back to it.
Yep.
Had to take a break on the tofu. I wish we could keep talking about the tofu, but
Fuck tofu.
yeah,
Just
fuck
kidding.
tofu. No, I'm not kidding.
All right. Yeah.
I'm
fuck
not
tofu.
I'm not saying fuck vegans. Like vegans, whatever. There's some cool ones probably, but tofu, no, no good tofu.
Yeah, no. There's no way you can make tofu where I'm like, yum.
I can't wait.
Great.
Oh God! All right, let's just close this out because I am actually tired of talking about Natalya and Toomey. So Natalya's just so angry. Toomey goes to talk to her. It starts off okay, but then Natalya's again still stuck on the fact that Toomey didn't freaking give her a medal for the first charter.
Yeah.
But then, like I said earlier, we're not going to go over this again, but like Toomey could have literally just said, okay, like, thank you. I appreciate it. Even if she didn't want to, just say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not going to say it again. You wouldn't say that because then Natalya would just get mad. But like, thank you. Now let's move on to this charter.
Yeah. And I think that last conversation was not a conversation between a first stew and a third stew. It was a conversation between like a second and third stew or a third and fourth stew. It wasn't very, it just wasn't handled right, just like the rest of their conversations.
Yeah,
But
it's just such a slippery slope for Toomey because she doesn't want to go in there too hot of being like, I'm your boss, because Natalya's fighting against that every step of the way. And she's already kind of set that tone of like, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like, I don't know if there was a right way for Toomey to do it.
And we'll see in the next episode or two, but I don't know if there is a right way.
Yeah.
Because
She might just be angry.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more like Natalya was on the top. She nailed the first charter with, 2 or 3 of the crew not knowing what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
She did everything right. It all went well. And now she's doing laundry.
I find it hard that she's upset about that. She didn't fight it. She didn't roll her eyes that was the one thing she didn't fight. When Toomey was like, you can, be third and in doing the housekeeping and stuff. I think Natalya takes pride in that. I could be wrong, but I think of everything Natalya has bitched about, that's not been one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm over this. Can we got to solve this next episode because I can't do another episode of it.
I know. We just need some new stuff going on.
Yeah. So to end the episode, the docking isn't going well. Max and Haley are kind of getting into it. She's like, can you just shut the fuck up? And I'm like, same.
Yeah.
Because he's being annoying. And then
He
Captain
is.
Sandy's like, this is not okay. And then that's kind of how it ends.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if Max got fired.
No.
I don't really care.
They'd probably bring in a past
If
deckhand.
they brought on Culver, I swear to God, I'll quit the podcast. No, I won't.
I was going to say
But I'd be
Culver and
pissed.
Jamie. They get rid of Natalya, bring Jamie.
Oh my God.
Jamie and Culver. We start over with that.
I would start a petition.
We would just be like, we're done with this one.
Be like, all right, we're only talking about Captain Sandy. This is the Captain Sandy podcast.
That's what
now.
I'm saying. We want more Captain Sandy. All right. I'm going to do the secret word today.
Hell yeah.
I was going to say it was going to be smoked haddock, but then Lane said he didn't know what that was. But it was part of, for anybody, so we have like a part 2 secret word today. For anybody that knows what I'm referencing, they had smoked haddock at breakfast on one of the charters, and I heard it, and I was like, that's a good secret word. But then Lane was like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I was like, well, then maybe nobody else will have any idea what I'm talking about.
So if you know what she's talking about, comment smoked haddock.
If you don't, comment Taylor Swift, because, I mean, there's no bigger person in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, she made Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It killed me to say that. I don't mean that.
She put Travis Kelce on the map.
No.
We don't believe that. That's a joke. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I can even agree. I don't know. Did we talk about this last week? I can even agree. It's become a lot. Like,
We
her
did
level
talk
of
about this
fame
last
is
week.
like insane. It's like almost scary, the level of fame she has.
Yeah, I really hope she doesn't start a cult because
No, I actually hope, like, this is like morbid, but I hope she doesn't die. Like, I just think of like Princess Diana. That's like what came to my mind when I was thinking about it the other day, about like Princess Diana. Princess Diana was like the most famous person in the world and then died. There's no correlation as to why Taylor Swift would die, but like that was where my brain went.
like I know it's horrible that she died, but what was like the massive like?
Princess Diana?
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, you were like 1.
Yeah,
Pretty sure maybe she died the year you were born. I don't know. She was just huge. She was kind of like, you know how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were like huge for a while? Like that was her.
but like, did a bunch of people like?
She died. So actually, it has more to do with Taylor Swift than anything. So Princess Diana died in a car crash, getting out, trying to
Chased
outrun.
by paparazzi.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, what was the mass effect on people? Like, why would that be such a like? Obviously, her dying is horrible, but like, what is? Like,
don't know
if
the
Taylor Swift died, what like would a bunch of people jump off a cliff?
Oh,
Like,
probably.
okay, I was trying to understand why.
Well, no, there's not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying like I don't want Taylor Swift to die, so I don't want other people to die. That came out really weird, but like I'm just saying the level. I guess what I'm saying is the level of fame Taylor Swift has is dangerous. It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like John Lennon, like
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that's where my mind goes.
Yeah. Okay. I did not understand you,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
I feel like something
Anywho.
like that hasn't happened in a while.
oh God, don't say that.
Knock on wood. Is that real wood?
My dog's gonna bark now.
Is that real wood?
I think so. All right, everybody. We don't mean to drag
Anyways.
this out. If you're still here, wow, we are at Below Dexperts on all of the things, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. We've had some pretty good traction on the socials lately.
Yeah,
We always complain
thank
about
you.
the Instagram,
We do.
and it's like doubled, which is still not amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's double what we had.
Yeah.
And we're getting some decent views on TikTok, and so keep sharing with, others who you think will love our show. We have some super exciting things in the works. Like we had mentioned, we filmed a little intro before this, so I don't know if you're going to see that. Probably see that before you see this episode.
Maybe.
We are going to hopefully start interviewing. So we've kind of been in the talks with some current past crew members, some charter guests. We are completely open to chatting. We would love it. It's just not something we've dove into yet, but that's something that's kind of the next step. So join us as we go on this journey.
Yeah. And if we do actually end up interviewing someone, we will definitely somehow ask you guys some questions that you want us to ask them and get recommendations on who you want us to talk to. And
Yeah.
we just love you guys.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.